It's another cyber attack Sunday. A ton happened this well beyond the whole SharePoint fiasco, and I'd like to know what you guys want more of. So please tell me which story you'd like me to dive into greater detail from today's rundown, and I'll have it up by Wednesday. Deal? Okay, let's jump in. Hackers are actively exploiting a critical vulnerability, CVE 2025-54309, in CrushFTP servers, allowing remote attackers to gain full admin access via HTTPS. Over 1,000 servers remain exposed, vulnerable, and under active hijack. Attackers stole NPM tokens from package maintainers via phishing, injecting malware into 6 popular NPM packages. Malicious versions were published directly to the registry without detection via GitHub. A critical zero-day flaw, CVE 2025-53770, in Microsoft SharePoint server, is actively exploited worldwide since July 7th, compromising 400-plus servers, including U.S. government and critical infrastructure. Exploits dubbed ToolShell are linked to Chinese state-backed groups. And yes, Microsoft apparently knew about the vulnerability since at least May. Oy vey. Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, HPE, warns customers of hard-coded credentials discovered in Aruba Instant on access points, allowing attackers to bypass authentication and gain direct web interface access. The threat group EncryptHub, Larva 208 Water Gamayun, is targeting Web3 developers using fake AI platforms disguised as job offers or portfolio reviews, tricking victims into downloading malware designed to steal sensitive information. Over 3,500 websites globally have been compromised using stealth JavaScript cryptocurrency miners that quietly mine crypto on users' browsers without consent, using sophisticated WebSocket tactics. Researchers discovered a new phishing technique by poison seed hackers capable of bypassing security provided by FIDO authentication keys through deceptive QR codes and cross-device sign-ins on spoofed login portals. The Alcohol and Drug Testing Service, TADTS, disclosed a ransomware attack from July 2024 that compromised the personal data of approximately 750,000 individuals. A surveillance company was exposed bypassing SS7 protections to trick wireless carriers into revealing users' real-time locations, exploiting vulnerabilities in the telecom protocol. Dell confirmed a cybersecurity breach of its product demonstration platform by extortion group World Leaks, who is now demanding a ransom payment from the company. Sierrant Corporation and law firm Zumpano Patricios independently reported separate data breaches, each affecting more than 200,000 individuals. I know the internet is the Wild West, but this seems rude. Startup Farnsworth Intelligence is openly selling personal data stolen via malware, including passwords, email addresses, and sensitive browsing histories, to debt collectors, divorce attorneys, and other businesses. Iranian-linked APT group Muddy Water has released new versions of its Android spyware, DCHS Spy, masquerading as VPN and Starlink apps, targeting dissidents amid the ongoing Israel-Iran conflict. Apple has issued warnings to several Iranian iPhone users, alerting them that their devices were targeted and compromised by spyware attacks, likely orchestrated by Iranian state-sponsored hackers. Luxury brand Dior is notifying U.S. customers of a cybersecurity incident from early 2025 that compromised personal data, although payment information remains unaffected. An accounting firm in the U.S. was targeted by attackers using the new GhostCrypt cryptor to deliver pure rat malware, employing advanced obfuscation and social engineering techniques. Users of Veeam Recovery Orchestrator are currently unable to log into the web UI after a recent update introducing multi-factor authentication, MFA, inadvertently blocked access. Online fraudsters are increasingly using sophisticated fake receipt generators, like Maison Receipts, to sell counterfeit or stolen products online, bypassing detection through realistic purchase proofs. ExpressVPN patched a critical flaw in its Windows app that allowed Remote Desktop Protocol (RDP) traffic to bypass VPN tunnels, exposing the real IP addresses of users. China-linked espionage group APT41 launched targeted attacks against African government IT infrastructure, embedding malware with internal service names and IP addresses to maintain persistent access. Ring attributes recent suspicious logins reported by users to a backend software bug from an update on May 28th, denying any actual data breach occurred despite user concerns. Serial spyware creator Scott Zuckerman, banned from the surveillance industry by the FTC in 2021 for privacy violations and later caught violating that ban, is now petitioning to have the restrictions entirely lifted. A BBC investigation revealed a simple password led to a devastating ransomware attack on the 158-year-old UK logistics firm KNP in 2023, shuttering the company permanently and costing 700 jobs. The UK government sanctioned 3 Russian state-backed hacking groups and 18 individuals for their involvement in cyber attacks against Ukraine, NATO allies, and EU nations, with connections to assassination plots. Australia's financial regulator ASIC accused a financial services firm of unacceptable cybersecurity negligence after it suffered a data breach compromising nearly 10,000 clients' personal data. The ransomware group, Global Group, a rebrand of existing ransomware families, introduced a new AI chatbot in ransom negotiations to increase psychological pressure on victims. The UK government formally confirmed a nationwide ban on ransomware payments for public sector and critical national infrastructure organizations, following public consultation and broad support. Threat actor Greedy Sponge, active since 2021, continues to target Mexican organizations, delivering modified versions of Alicore Rat, Pure Rat, System BC, and Hijack Loader malware to steal credentials and gain persistent remote access. Multiple severe vulnerabilities discovered in Helmholtz's RX-100 industrial routers could allow attackers to remotely exploit the devices, potentially disrupting critical industrial infrastructure operations. Cisco urgently warned that 3 maximum severity remote code execution vulnerabilities in Cisco Identity Services Engine, ISE, previously patched, are now under active exploitation by cybercriminals. Dell acknowledged hackers breached a demonstration environment, leaking synthetic data online, but confirmed that the compromised information was not genuine customer or company data. Cybercriminals are exploiting net payment terms in widespread request for quotation, RFQ scams, to fraudulently acquire high-value products without payment. Russian threat actors launched a new phishing campaign targeting NGOs, impersonating diplomats and exploiting Microsoft 365 OAuth tools to deceive victims and steal access credentials. Amios Group, operating extensive healthcare facilities across Central Europe, disclosed a cybersecurity breach, potentially exposing sensitive data belonging to customers, employees, and partners. U.S. government agencies, including FBI and CISA, have issued warnings about escalating interlock ransomware attacks, targeting critical infrastructure and businesses through drive-by downloads and double extortion schemes. A new variant of the banking Trojan Coyote is stealing credentials from 75 banking and cryptocurrency exchange websites by abusing Microsoft's UI automation accessibility framework, targeting primarily Brazilian users. The Llama malware operation, previously disrupted in May by law enforcement with 2,300 domains seized, is gradually resuming operations to steal sensitive user information. CISA issued a critical alert after detecting active exploitation of 2 severe sysaid vulnerabilities, CVE 2025-2775 and CVE 2025-2776, enabling attackers to hijack admin accounts, conduct SSRF attacks, and remotely access sensitive files. Google introduced OSS Rebuild, an initiative designed to identify malicious code in widely used open-source packages, aiming to strengthen defenses against software supply chain attacks without burdening package maintainers. Clorox has filed a $380 million lawsuit against IT provider Cognizant, accusing it of gross negligence for handing over employee passwords to hackers without proper verification, resulting in a devastating cyber attack in August 2023. France's employment agency revealed a significant breach of its partner web portal, potentially exposing sensitive information belonging to approximately 340,000 job seekers. The suspected administrator of the prominent Russian-language cybercrime forum XSS.is was arrested in Kyiv by Ukrainian authorities, Europol, and French law enforcement, following a 12-year cybercriminal operation generating at least $7 million in illegal profits. A hacker successfully injected malicious data wiping commands into Amazon's generative AI coding tool, Q Developer Extension, exposing vulnerabilities and questioning Amazon's AI security measures. Attackers breached the U.S. National Nuclear Security Administration (NNSA) network by exploiting recently patched Microsoft SharePoint zero-day vulnerabilities, raising critical national security concerns. The widely used NPM package is, with 2.8 million weekly downloads, was compromised in a supply chain attack that embedded malicious backdoors, granting attackers full device control. The cybercriminal group, MIMO, also known as HESB, has shifted its tactics, now targeting Magento CMS and misconfigured Docker instances to deploy cryptocurrency miners and proxyware malware. Security researchers uncovered a stealthy new backdoor, hidden in WordPress, Mu plugins, must-use plugins, directories, allowing persistent administrative access and arbitrary actions on compromised websites. Security firm Wiz identified an ongoing crypto mining campaign exploiting cloud infrastructure vulnerabilities, part of a broader crypto scam infrastructure using diverse attack techniques. SonicWall and Sophos issued urgent alerts about critical remote code execution vulnerabilities affecting SMA 100 series devices and Sophos firewalls, urging customers to immediately apply available patches following active exploitation attempts involving malware like Overstep. Microsoft has confirmed that the China-based hacking group Storm 2603 is actively exploiting vulnerabilities in unpatched Microsoft SharePoint systems, deploying Warlock ransomware onto compromised networks. Separately, Chinese APT groups launched cyber espionage campaigns named Operation Ghost Chat and Operation Phantom Prayers, deploying malicious apps impersonating the Dalai Lama's official resources to spy on Tibetan communities around his 90th birthday. Authorities in the UK and Romania disrupted a criminal network responsible for extensive ATM fraud across Europe, seizing approximately $580,000 in stolen funds. Hackers compromised freelance marketplace TopTal's GitHub account, using their access to publish 10 malicious NPM packages after breaching several high-value NPM developer accounts through targeted phishing attacks. Parents and caretakers, listen up. The FBI issued a public warning about the COM, an online criminal organization involving minors in various illicit activities, urging families to be vigilant about their children's online interactions. The versatile malware loader, Castle Loader, infected 469 devices via phishing emails disguised as Cloudflare click-fix alerts, using fake GitHub repositories, posing as legitimate applications to distribute info stealers and remote access Trojans, rats. Mitel Networks urgently patched a critical authentication bypass vulnerability affecting its MyVoice MX1 enterprise communication systems, which, if exploited, allows attackers to fully bypass login restrictions and gain system access. LeakZone, a popular hacking and data leaking cybercrime forum, inadvertently left one of its databases publicly accessible online without protection, exposing the IP addresses of its users. Roblox is facing a lawsuit alleging the platform hosted inappropriate games branded Diddy Freakoff, which reportedly facilitated the grooming and sexual assault of an 11-year-old girl by a predator she met online. Cybercriminals launched Sarang Trap, a widespread malware operation targeting South Korean users through malicious dating apps aimed at stealing sensitive personal information. Security vulnerabilities in Airporter, a premium luggage check-in service for airlines, allowed hackers to access sensitive user data and potentially redirect or steal luggage, affecting even diplomats' confidential travel itineraries. Cybercriminal group EncryptHub compromised an early access Steam game, secretly embedding info-stealing malware designed to infect unsuspecting gamers downloading the title. The Chinese espionage group FireAnt is actively targeting vulnerabilities in VMware ESXi hosts and vCenter environments, infiltrating isolated systems by deploying sophisticated exploits in long-running cyber espionage campaigns. Koski malware, possibly created with AI assistance, is infecting Linux systems by embedding itself into innocent-looking JPEG Panda images, deploying malware directly into system memory, and targeting cloud services for crypto mining operations. Law enforcement agencies from the US and 9 partner countries seized the dark web infrastructure used by the Black Suit ransomware group, responsible for global breaches across hundreds of organizations. Christina Chapman received an 8.5-year prison sentence for operating a scheme that allowed North Korean IT workers to infiltrate over 300 US companies, prompting the US Treasury to sanction Korea's Sobeksu Trading Company and offer $15 million rewards against illicit DPRK activities. A severe vulnerability in LG Innotek LNV5110R security cameras allows unauthenticated hackers remote code execution, with no security patches currently available. Cybersecurity analysts identified Chaos, a ransomware group believed to be former Black Suit members, initiating widespread attacks on multiple sectors immediately following the recent takedown of Black Suit's leak sites. UK student Ollie Holman received a prison sentence for selling over 1,000 phishing kits that resulted in over $134 million in financial losses worldwide. Microsoft removed a compatibility block that prevented easy anti-cheat users from installing Windows 11's 2024 update after resolving issues causing recurring blue screen of death (BSOD) errors. An unknown cyber espionage group dubbed UNG0901 has targeted Russia's aerospace sector, particularly the Voronezh Aircraft Production Association, VASO, using the Eaglet backdoor for data exfiltration. Patchwork threat actors launched spear phishing campaigns against Turkish defense contractors, using malicious LNK files disguised as conference invitations on unmanned vehicle systems to collect sensitive intelligence. The women's dating safety app T suffered a major breach exposing users' driver's licenses and photos, with personal IDs posted on 4chan before being quickly removed. Google delayed suspending the spyware operation CatWatchful, hosted via its Firebase platform, allowing the spyware to secretly monitor thousands of mobile devices before taking action following public exposure. Alliance Life disclosed a major cybersecurity breach compromising sensitive personal data for the majority of its 1.4 million customers, prompting notification to law enforcement, including the FBI. Over 200,000 WordPress websites using the Post-SMTP plugin face potential administrator account takeovers due to a newly discovered severe vulnerability. Dang, did I miss anything? Which story do you want me to explore deeper this week? Comment below. As always, the full rundown and all sources are up on Substack.